All right.
Yeah.
Ricky Pearsall stepped up, 11 targets, 8 catches, more than 100 yards. He's explosive, and he's among the league leaders in receiving yards. Would you consider him a budding superstar?
I think superstar is a strong word,
Mm.
um, but legit. He leads the 49ers in receiving yards with 281 yards. So he's leading the 49ers right now with receiving yards. I think he's became a dude. That's what he's officially a dude. Like, I think there's no question now that Ricky Pearsall is a legitimate wide receiver, top two on this team. Him and BA are probably the best two wide receivers this team has. We'll see what Robinson looks like. He's coming back this week. But yeah, I think Ricky Pearsall has established himself as a legitimate wide receiver on this team. And he's going to be here for a few more years, participating and being a big part of it, man. Like, it's great to see because the 49ers spent a first round pick on him, a late first on him. And we just haven't seen that develop until this year. And this year, he looks legit. I can only imagine what this team would look like with a healthy Brandon Ayuk, a healthy George Kittle, and a healthy Ricky Pearsall in the receiving game.
I like him a lot. I'm not sure that he's gonna be a superstar. I don't want to be negative. He's a really good player, but I feel like they're kind of over targeting him right now because they have no choice. And I think when Jennings comes back and Kittle comes back, they're not going to throw to him nearly as much. And he may be even more effective getting 6 or 7 targets a game as opposed to 11, because it's an interesting stat. When he's targeted this year, the Niners quarterback rating is 71 because they've thrown 2 picks when thrown to him, and he doesn't catch touchdown passes right now. So I was looking at the all 22 of the interception from Mac, and I'm a huge Mac apologist. What I thought was interesting about the play, and I'm not going to put it on the screen because they'll demonetize the stream, but Mac throws the ball before Ricky makes his break, and he fires it in there. He trusts Ricky. Ricky's been balling. Ricky comes out of his break like he didn't expect the ball to come to him. Kind of just floats, and then he's like, "Oh, the ball's there," and he's not even positioned to break it up. And he never caught another pass in that game. In 2 years, I think he'd catch that pass. Like, he wouldn't float through that route in the fourth quarter with the game on line. He'd expect the ball. He'd want the ball. He seems so surprised. And if he's a little inconsistent right now, you can't be giving him 11 targets. So I like him, but I don't trust him in traffic. I think that's an interception waiting to happen. He's great outside the numbers, down the field, that fade route, that catch on damn. But there's I wouldn't call him the total package. He's very good at certain things.
Yeah, no, his hands look like he might have the best hands on the team right now. Great hands. I like Ricky a lot. I think I'll take the opposite, just defend him a little bit. He probably didn't think he was going to get the ball because he was completely covered right there. Now, Kyle Shanahan in the press conference said, "I would have liked to see Ricky go break that up, try to put an effort in to break that up." And maybe that's where he, gets to at some point in his career. But I think he probably just was like, man, ain't no way I'm getting the ball. There's hella dudes right here, right? Like, that's probably what his thought process was. But
Probably.
you can't assume that. You still gotta assume you're gonna get the ball and go make a play. So
The way I saw that play is it was zone, and he made an in-breaking cut, and he needed to, and there was a safety waiting right there in quarters coverage.
Yeah.
And Mac wanted to fit the ball into Ricky in that small window because that's the receiver on the team. And I don't know if Ricky felt like he was late in the progression and Mac wasn't going to come to him, or he just didn't want to make a tough catch in traffic. Like, that's a catch to me that Jawan Jennings makes. He's gonna beat the safety to the spot, take the hit, catch the ball. That's not Ricky's gonna fall. He's gonna get knocked over on that play. He's not that physical. He creates separation, but if you're throwing a ball where you're leading him into a safety, I wouldn't do that. And I think maybe Mac learned that, Kyle learned that. That's Kendrick Bourne. I'd call that play for Kendrick Bourne. Or Jennings, or Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, the receiver position on the Niners in general is it's almost a blessing in disguise that they have so many injury in the preseason and training camp, because now they're so deep. Like Watkins, I don't even think we'll see him this year. I really don't. With this injury that's going to put him out whatever it was, 2, 3, 4 weeks. when he comes back, Brandon Ayuk will be here. Robinson comes back this week. Ricky Pearsall is playing great. Juwan Jennings is going to be ahead of him. Kendrick Bourne is probably going to be ahead of him. So this wide receiver room is hella deep, which is a good thing. But I think Ricky Pearsall has established himself as a solid like wide receiver 2 on this team, and he can fill in as wide receiver 1 when they're not there. But I feel like he's a wide receiver 2, and he's fantastic at what he does. Like he had another opportunity, like despite how great his numbers were, he was open deep down the left side. I forget what route he ran, and Mac Jones overthrew it. So I mean, he could have had even more. Like his route running is so what's the word? Slithery. Like
Yep.
he doesn't look as fast as he is. Like I know he's fast, but he doesn't look like when he's running, he's just very smooth, and somehow his route running and just pops open.
I'm gonna get racial for a second. I feel like with most white people, you're like, well, they're stiff, right? You can't, like, you might be fast, but like, you can't dance. You have no rhythm. But Ricky, like, we know he can dance. We've seen Ricky dance. Ricky is, and that he moves like that on the field. Like, he's the kind of guy who isn't just fast in a straight line. He's a really slippery, slithery athlete, and it's why he's so good at getting open. If they kept targeting him the way they're targeting him now, he could go for 1,500 yards this year. But I don't think they ultimately should or will. Maybe next year when it's his third year in the league and he's, not, and he's expecting the ball on every play and not like a little bit more consistent is all I'm trying to say. And I think we like Ayuk got there in year 3, maybe 4. I think Pearsall could have that kind of could continue to ascend over time.
Yeah, he's a great deep threat too, right? Like, and hopefully Brock can take advantage of that. Brock's good at deep balls when he gets the ball out quick and times it, and they may be able to build that relationship. Mac Jones can get it there for sure. So it's great having him there. Ricky might end up just taking the top off the defense a little bit, like let Brandon Ayuk work underneath when he gets back. So I like Ricky, man. I'm glad he's on the team. It was a good pick by Kyle. I was a little bit hesitant on that one. Like I want to see because of the things you heard about him beating man, but Kyle finds ways to get him open, and I think he's better at beating man. Maybe against press, that's an issue for him, but he's a terrific route runner. So if you give him some space, he's gonna cook you.
I'm still thinking about quarterbacks. 2 of the smartest additions this offseason in the NFL. Smartest. Mac Jones, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Balling.
Yeah.
And it goes to remind you, like, man, a lot of these guys, they're drafted in the first round for a reason. They're really talented. They get taken by one of the worst franchises in the league, and they're like, hey, save us. Impossible. And then you send that guy at 28 with a bunch of experience and battle scars to a team that's actually, competent. You don't know what can happen. I mean, we don't even know how good Daniel Jones can be. We don't have any idea how good Mac Jones can be. And I think that's instructive to the rest of the league.
It's why I don't believe in QB wins as a statistic. I mean, there's so many examples. Look at Jimmy when he left the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another one. Look at Baker Mayfield right now. The Browns and the Panthers couldn't do anything with him. Now he's on the Bucks, and he looks like a top 10 quarterback in this league. So
good.
Who knows what would Brock Purdy look like on the Browns?
How many quarterbacks would you really take over Baker Mayfield? 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe
7 or 8, maybe
top 7.
He's up there, man. He's got moxie. The kid's got moxie.
He's the quarterback that Brock Purdy stands think Brock Purdy is. Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for playing. Use promo code COHN, COHN, and download the app now.
A friend of mine said he reminds him of Brett Favre. That's who Baker reminds him of. I thought that was a good comp.
He's fiery. He's a real leader. I don't think he would let Deebo Samuel smack someone on his team. I don't think he'd let Devondre Campbell quit mid-game. He's fiery in ways that like Trevor Lawrence isn't. Not even going to place Trevor Lawrence next week. He is so nice. He's like the Marvin Harrison Jr. of quarterbacks, just like super quiet and nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like not scary whatsoever.
I think he has 4 touchdowns and 4 picks right now. So
he sucks.
Yeah. Have the 49ers had any interceptions this year? I'm trying to remember. I can't
not
remember
Spencer.
one.
No,
Yeah,
I don't think
they
so.
need. I don't think they have, and they need to turn that up. Maybe one. Maybe one.
Yeah,
Who was it? I don't
I
know.
don't think so. I don't think. I don't think
I'll look it up,
Donald
but
threw one. I don't think Rattler threw one. JC says Kyle does not elevate quarterbacks without BP and Jimmy Garoppolo. He is 7-29. The record says Kyle's system isn't that good without a good quarterback.
Kyle does not elevate quarterbacks without Brock Purdy and Jimmy G. He is 7. He's also 2-0 with Mac Jones.
Yeah, like what? We didn't learn anything from these last 2 weeks. He absolutely elevates quarterbacks. He elevated Brock. He elevated. What was Jimmy? What was Jimmy without Kyle? Nothing. And here's the thing: Brock Purdy's best football will be here. Mac Jones' best football will be here. I'm not even a Kyle guy. That's the facts. Brock will never play better football than he's playing on this team in this system. And the same goes for Mac Jones, and the same was true for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Some players, it's not the case. If you fit Kyle's system, 100%. Guys like Trey Lance, I think Trey Lance will have better success at some point on a different team.
Yeah, Trey Lance was a straight up project that didn't get.
Yeah, he doesn't fit Kyle's system. Wasn't ready. Right? You have to be ready. You have to understand how to read defenses and understand the offense and get the ball out quick. If you can do those things, you'll have success in Kyle's system
until you get injured. And look, not to be flippant about that. 3 games, 2 quarterback injuries. We don't know how severe Mac Jones' knee injury is. He could be out a month for all we know. He could need surgery for all we don't know. And then in the preseason, Tanner Mordecai got hurt. Gus Bradley's kid, Carter Bradley. 4 quarterbacks have gotten injured. We're not even at week 4 yet. So I'm just saying that's the other problem with Kyle Shanahan. But the system works. It's just that the application gets the quarterbacks injured. Yeah. Sean says Pearsall made that draft class look better. If Brock Purdy plays B- in 2025 or gets injured again, is Purdy traded, or will there be a quarterback competition in 2026? They can load this team next season with Mac. Dude, if Brock regresses, no one's going to want to trade for that contract. Again, what team is looking at Brock thinking, man, Kyle's messing up? We could do better with Brock. Just like the Raiders did better with Jimmy. We could do better with Brock. Not going to happen.
Yeah, if that was to happen, I know we're speculating, but if that was to happen, Sean, what teams would learn is that you don't pay the quarterback. Instead, you get the Mac Jones for whatever, $4 million a year. That's what you do, right? Because they just showed you if that happened, then that would be an example of why you do that.
Yeah, you draft quarterbacks in round 1. You don't trade 3 first-round picks for them, but you draft quarterbacks in round 1, and you sign quarterbacks who were drafted in round 1, and you can get really good, like Bryce Young. Hell of a player in my eyes. Nothing he can do in Carolina. He'll be a free agent in a couple of years. You could probably get him for 2 years, $10 million. So many guys like that. That's what I would do.
I mean,
the Sam Darnold, the Baker Mayfields. Yeah.
Unless you're like a top 7, 8 quarterback, your team regrets paying you.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. That's how it is.
But what you can do is you can spend that money on everything else and bring in a guy with first-round talent and actually unlock it because the team is good. As opposed to having a terrible team and asking some kid to be a savior when he won't.
Right.
Yup. G Code says, keep Mac 26-27 season or trade for picks. What's his value?
I'd say right now he could get a 3rd and a 5th. That would be my guess.
Teams get really desperate. We'll see what the Bengals do. Joey Mellon says, if Niners keep up the wins, should they make a midseason trade? If so, who and what position?
Depends on what we hear about Bosa. It depends on what we hear about Bosa.
Yep. Yeah, they might need to end. They need a guard. They might need a corner. But it's a little early. Good question.
The problem with linemen is it's really hard to insert them mid-season. Like you need
maybe they could trade for Aaron Banks.
Yeah, somebody that's familiar. Yeah.
I wasn't saying they should give Aaron Banks $19 million a year, although that's kind of what you have to pay for starting offensive linemen who don't suck. But replacing him with Ben Bartch was never a viable solution, man. And the fact that he's hurt immediately is like, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, I would really like to talk on. I guess we'll do it in another subject. We got another topic where I'll cover that. Yeah. All
right, we'll get through these last 2 super chats and then we'll go to the next topic. Michael Mock says, what's your opinion of Purdy's value for trade? I think that contract's going to be hard to move. And plus the Niners have to take on a ton of dead cap to move him. don't think he's going anywhere. He's here for 2 years. He's here. So that's that.
Agreed.
JC says Kyle elevated Mac to 16 points, low bar.
Like,
Wins a win.
let's talk about like the reality here, JC. The run game is awful, right?
Yeah.
Mac Jones did that without Brandon Ayuk, without George Kittle, without Juwan Jennings, and no run game with Christian McCaffrey averaging 3.1 yards per carry.
Yep. I mean, that's a recipe for a loss right there, no matter who you're facing.
Yeah.
And they found a way. Now, Eddie Pinheiro gets a lot of credit, and Brock lost a lot of games when Jake Moody was kicking in, and my heart goes out to him for that. That's not his fault. He didn't draft Jake Moody.